what happened to getting married before getting pregnant? Well, one is a new time. Y'all are doing new things now. But ladies, I will say you change that. And the reason I say that is you can only expect what you demand. Back in the day, women were demanding to get married first. Women wanted that. Women wanted a family. They wanted a household. Now you women have allowed men to make you change your views on what you want. Maybe y'all want that. Maybe you want, the baby daddy or boyfriend and a child. I don't know. But back then, women longed for, they wanted marriage. They wanted a home. They wanted those things. It was like, okay, you don't want to marry me? You ain't getting no baby. You don't want this, you ain't getting that. You know what I'm saying? And marriage was, it was praised, it was looked at as good. Now it's just like, we ain't gotta get married. So with that being said, men can only do what you allow. You know what I'm saying? If you're allowing these men to run around and impregnate you all and move on to the next, that's what you're allowing. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, what happened to getting married?
Lord, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. I almost went there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, y'all go ahead and like and hit that like button for me. It helps us out. It helps
Oh
the
my
algorithm
God.
out, guys. Appreciate you watching the show. Appreciate you watching the show. But Lord, thank you. Thank you. You can go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So here's the man that's talking about the traditional way that things were being done back in the days, that women valued themselves more than what they do today, as far as their bodies and marriage and a commitment, and these are the things that he feels like women no longer look for. And it just brings up the era of what we call the traditional woman now, where women are more career orientated, don't feel that they need the man to have the kids, don't feel like they need to necessarily be married to have the fulfillments of life. I can buy my own home. I can do all those things. So he's just saying, are these women who are running from man to man and allowing themselves to have multiple kids with multiple different men, saying, hey, you allowing these things because it was a time when y'all held y'all vagina sacred. And now y'all giving up all the cookies and all the goodies, and you accepting less. So because you're accepting less, they doing to y'all what y'all allow them to do to you. And in so many ways, he's right. I mean, you have the right to say no. Like, you meet a guy and he got multiple children with multiple people. Why do you want to become a part of the clan? I wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, like you say, women don't think they don't think holding out is is worth it anymore. A lot of women think that that's sharing your body with a man is not sacred. Casual sex is the norm, which it is. It is. Uh, Marriage is more of a spectacle than anything, and we as people actually celebrating divorces now. It's they have throw almost a bigger party for the
Divorce
the
than they do
damn
the wedding.
divorce party is about the same size as the reception, after the wedding. I looks out there with some wings and drinks and shit. Them motherfuckers even got board games at the divorce party. So, what we talking about here?
So do you think this shift is due to men just being able to have multiple women because there's so many women and less men? Or do you think the shift is because women became more career and goal orientated and working and making their own money? That they devalued the man in their life, that they didn't see getting married as the prize anymore. Back in the days, it was the goal was to get married, have some kids, the white fence, the house, the great husband. So, what do you think made the shift?
Uh, there's a multitude of things that made the shift. Number one, we all know this. It starts with trying to get the man up out the house. So we'll we I'm pretty sure we all agree on that. with the you get out the house, give the women incentive to do, you could get on welfare and all that stuff. You get government assistance. So we know that the women empowerment is really what kind of did it was right after that, right after the government help shit, where, like I said, get the man out of the house. It was the women empowerment era. And after that became the average guy is a dusty guy. And once that happened, men have no incentive to get out and bust their ass to try to be anything. They want to hit swing for the fence. Like, okay, if I can't do really well in life, I'll just rather do nothing. If I can't live a lifestyle that is attractive to what women are asking for, the 6-figure man, the 7-figure man, then I'll just sit in my basement, play with my balls, and be online playing video games and eating a hamburger. That's about it. That's all I need. I don't need a job. I don't need to worry about paying car note, car insurance, uh paying rent, paying the light bill, paying the water bill, uh things of that nature, putting food in the house for me to eat. I just scratch my balls and try to blow up on YouTube. And only time I will work is if I got to pay child support or I got probation. I got to do that. Uh, and things of that nature. Somewhere they forcing me to go to work. But as far as just taking care of myself, because I hear a lot of women saying that, you know what, there ain't no men that basically are responsible. And I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is, but it just seems like it's a lot of guys that don't want to do anything, especially dudes with the hand. So, hey, listen, I listen to Pop the Balloon sometimes. Most of the guys, they don't do shit with their hands. It's always, I'm a damn photographer, I'm a rapper, I'm a video editing, I'm in the IT. Nothing really what men would build shit with their hands, build bridges, build roads, work heavy equipment, drive trucks, those kind of jobs. And it's nothing wrong with the guys that are doing the corporate jobs, doing the jobs where they're inside at a desk. There's nothing wrong with that. But when women started shitting on men that were the heavy equipment driver, that drove the trash truck, well, a lot of guys, that's far as their talents would lead them. That's far as their ability would lead them. And so, men do shit to get women.
Mm-hmm.
Men do things to get women. Man, nigga, if it ain't no women involved, they're gonna be some bums. Most of them. They're not gonna do it if it don't include trying to get some women some kind of way. And
women are money.
Yeah, women. Yeah, and well, they get the money to try to get the women. That what it. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you, most of you women, if you in a relationship with a dude and that nigga hit the lottery, oh, that nigga gonna think about how many. Whoa, man, I'm gonna have all these women up in here. Oh man, that's the first thing he gonna be thinking about. I'm telling you, that's the first thing. And so that's what happened. And then what you get is a bunch of guys that is not living up to their potential, trying to be out here as a selection for women, and really they're really not a selection. And the women, they got to settle for less for a lot of guys, and that's where the marriage comes in there. So then it's just
So I
sex.
kind of that
Go ahead.
that leads me. I asked you that because it was leading to my point when he was saying men will only do what you let them do. That's not the case. That they will only do what you allow them to do. Well, with anything in life, people will only do to you what you allow them to do. But when it comes to getting married, and you could hold up all the standards you want, men are having a different selection. Shoot, we got strippers getting husbands. You got all kind of different women from different walks of life that are getting men to marry them and wipe them up. So you can't just say that the women who are being promiscuous are that's the reason that they can't get a husband
Well,
or what this.
let me help you out with this, ladies. I want y'all to listen carefully. Just say you got a friend that she's a stripper and she got a dude now. That shit ain't going nowhere. That shit ain't going nowhere and ain't about shit. And if you jealous of that, then you need to reassess yourself and get you some different standards. Because if she out here doing and living a promiscuous life and she getting a dude, then that dude ain't by shit anyway. Because he ain't got no standards. He ain't got no standards at all. Man, when we start bringing strippers home to grandma, when we start that, when we start bringing them kind of women home. Now, if the woman used to be, but she done went and straightened her life up and changed her life around and trying to walk like a lady supposed to walk, ain't, hey, my heart go out to you, more power to you, and I'm for you. I'm pulling for you. But if you still in that light, and that's the kind of light, and even if you not, you still have that mentality, who the hell brought that home to grandma? Because grandma gonna talk about your ass. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Some of them grandma tell you, I don't want that. God, don't bring over here. I know my grandma would have. On my dad's side.
We've gotten away from, the older generation kind of guiding us towards even, how many dudes go and ask a woman's father for her hand in marriage. A lot of that, we kind of got away from those traditional roles. It's like they're moving in, they're living together, and the family, next time the family look around, they're ready to get married. I mean, how many daughters are saving themselves until married and not living with the boyfriend? The rules have changed, with how people move on things. And so if you've been sleeping with my daughter and you've been laying up with her and y'all been shacking up, I mean, what point does it make for you to come and ask me for a hand in marriage? A lot of daddies look at it like you already been doing the wrong thing with her. So I would hope that you would be willing to marry her at some point.
Well,
I think that those traditions have kind of gone to the wayside.
Well, this is the thing. The rules have changed. We've changed the rules, but the results have gotten worse. The results have gotten worse. And you ain't seen grandpa in no damn or at no table giving no deposition about a divorce or trying to split up assets and different things like that. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. And to say grandpa had all these kids of different families all over, what you think they doing now?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, they doing it worse now. So what we do is we want to change the rules. We want to break the laws. Nature has laws. That it just do. And when you break them, that's the consequences to pay. Now, we don't look at the consequences when we are doing those things. We just think about how we feeling, how what makes us feel good at the time. Hell, man, we got crying out loud. You got people getting married and the man take the woman last name.
True.
You got people getting married and the woman pregnant by another man. The baby ain't even out yet.
True.
You got two guys at the hospital rubbing the woman's stomach like it's some kind of goddamn lottery or some kind of prize to say, hey, which one of you are the father? I seen I seen a woman have 3 dudes on child support for the same baby.
True.
We out here doing shit like that and then and then you crying, you whining. You want people to listen at you, you want people to have sympathy for you. But you don't want to own up to all this foolishness that you're doing and thinking you're going to be rewarded. Man, life, even if you don't believe in God, and I'm a firm believer in God, let's make no mistake of that. But let's just say if you don't even believe in God, you got to remember this. Life is like a boomerang. Whatever you throw out, whenever you throw it out, it's going to come right back at you, man. And if you do something, you're going to have to pay the consequences. And if you out here just being silly, you're going to get silly things happen to you. And life don't reward you for bullshit. It just don't. It gave you temporary pleasure, but it's not finna reward you for no bullshit. So go ahead on. Be my guest. That's all I can say. Just be my guest. If you want to live your life where you making up the rules as you go, make them up. Make them up. But one damn thing you can't make up is the consequences and the results.
I just think you need to set as an individual, whether it be male or female, you have to set what's morally right to you, what you value, and what you hold true, and you have to stand on that. You have to stand on your morals, principles, and values, no matter what.
Well,
Even if it's not favorable, it's not what social media says, it's not what somebody else says. You have to set those rules and those boundaries for yourself and stand on them. Don't
let,
let nobody change
let me say this here. You said make the values, the things you values and your moral.
morals and principles.
No, let's say it like this. You gotta set the you gotta stand on values, not
Mhm.
your values, not your what's moral and what's valued and what's respected. Cause some of y'all value, like, motherfuckers don't think that cursing out just cursing out your mom and all that shit is they don't think that's cool with them. People don't think just doing all kind of wild shit, they don't see nothing wrong with it. It's a lot of things people value that's bullshit. And they know it. But they do it anyway, and then they stand on it. Yeah, I stand on this. And then what you standing on, that shit made of damn sand, cuz. That shit finna fall down, bro. So number one, if you don't know what's hey, just get around some of them old people, man. Let them teach you some morals and some standards, man. And let them teach you some morals. Talk to them. They'll help you out. Listen to them. Go to church. Somebody to teach you out. But some of y'all, man, y'all don't really stand on nothing. And it's just cause that's how you was raised. Especially if you got that damn, especially it's certain after that crackhead generation, this new generation, they'll let anything go. I mean, literally anything. You get on TikTok, it's little old girls up there twerking and shit, doing all kind of stuff, and but they don't see nothing wrong with it. And
Well, you know what the
you
old
remember the
saying.
show that came on like that little what's that little cheerleading? They used to have a lot of reality show with the little
Mhm.
cheerleader. Man, just sitting there looking at them little kids, little girl wearing that shit. I never let my daughter be wearing that kind of shit, man. I just be thinking, man, it's some sleazeball sitting on his couch, rubbing his balls, looking at them little girls, man. It's some sleazeball. But they don't see nothing wrong with it. But then you put that shit online, they'll be like, well, I don't see nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. They just dance and they just cheering, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think things like that I view differently because we have dance teams, we have parades, we have people that dance in leotards, we have people that become professional dancers. So anything in life, you start sometime as a child. You start with a football or basketball as a child, and girls who aspire to be dancers in their life, they start, and those are just a part of the costume. I think it's wrong when you have adults looking at those little girls like that. I don't think it has nothing to do with what they're wearing most of the time. I think it has to do with the mind of the evil person. These are outfits that dancers wear. This is a part of what they dance in. It's the uniform. And so I think that sometimes that's just no different than some woman looking at a young guy in high school in the tights talking about look how fine he is and look at how buff he is,
And some tights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you call a football pants.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what
You
I'm
said
talking
some
about.
tights.
Stop it. Stop it. You know what I'm trying to say. Them old pants, them booty pants, them football players wear. Whatever you call them,
See, this is
football
what
pants.
this
They
is
look like tights to me for men.
hey, but this is how we correct our standards, and then the results don't add up. Sure, it's become culturally standards for those young women those young ladies. Well, I ain't gonna say ladies, little girls to wear those outfits, and now we correct it by making a justification. So let's logically break that down. It's an outfit. It's a costume. It's made for visuals. It's made for visuals. Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't even wear that. Shit, you can go
But
out
they've
there and
been wearing that
you,
forever.
no, they haven't been wearing it forever.
Yeah. Ever since there was a majorette in the dance team, they've been wearing costumes. My mom was
Well,
the
well,
head
well.
majorette
Let's go by that. Let's say if they
back
have
in the
been wearing it
50s.
forever. But just because it's not time sensitive, sweetheart. So just say if they've been wearing it 50 years ago, it was wrong 50 years ago. But the
Oh, come
correction
on now.
started. But the correction started back then, and we made it okay. So you're wearing an outfit. You know, men are very visual. That's how men are. So you put her in this outfit where it show off her body and all her body part, and then you say, well, you a man, don't look at it like that. Don't look at it. And by most part, most men won't do it. But there's a lot of men that will. But why even but why
But
even
that's
put her in a situation like that
it's not putting
for
her in a
that?
situation. That's the thought of
See?
the man that's being inappropriate.
See?
Come on now, Kevin. You can't not
See?
say that every costume
But see, when
that
you don't,
somebody wears because they're children in dance school that they shouldn't be wearing those costumes because some man is going to look at them in a sexual way. Come on, at what point do you hold an adult accountable for the way that they're looking at a child? Come on now. You're trying to take
so so
all
so
everything. Oh, so the little girl's supposed to wear something that covers her from the neck to her toes just to dancing.
hey, they do it overseas.
Boy,
They
please
do it in different
stop
religions
it.
all the time.
Please stop it. Stop it.
But the thing of it is this. Okay, we do it. Okay, now we say that it's okay. Okay, now we at a point where we're a little bit older. Uh, 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 the 80s babies starting to get older, the 70s, the 90s. And now we're looking at the kids and what they're doing and saying, hey man, where are we going with this? What so we've taken the boundaries and we push them forward, and then we justify. We push it a little bit farther, then we make a justification. We push it a little bit farther, then we make another justification. Well, where did it all start from? Where did it all do? Because the rules are the rules, the morals are the morals, the standards are the standards. And when we break them, we end up in a place where we don't know, because everybody know that'd be just like, we take it back. Grandma and grandpa didn't let us dress like that. You wasn't going out the house with that shit on. You just wasn't.
If you were
Matter of fact,
dancing in a
my grandma
dance
and them
school, you were.
they wouldn't even let you, the girls wear makeup. Man, you better not come out of there with no makeup on. None of that shit. They wasn't playing that. Well, next generation, they play that. Then the next generation, they play that. So then when we look back, it's okay. That's all I'm saying, man. I mean, what can you do? It ain't gonna change. They're gonna still keep twerking, and that's it. They're gonna still
You're
keep
saying
doing the
what you're
same
saying
thing.
is
But
wrong in that incident, but it's okay.
Just